What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We're gonna start off this video by saying one thing. Rhino is a man of his word. Always have been, always will be, and one thing that's lacking in society these days is people being men of their words. I've always been a handshake deal, your word is your word type of person, and unfortunately that seems to be lacking in today's society. Probably not from you guys that are watching this video, because you guys are all freaking awesome. Now that we got that out of the way, let's roll into this video, guys. We are so close to SEMA. I am so freaking nervous. I have not been nervous up until about this point here with the SEMA Bronco build that we are doing. We're gonna go in depth in a minute here, but we got a ton of parts behind me, as you can see right there. But we still need a lot more parts to get this thing done, and we need the Bronco back. We don't even have the Bronco back yet. It is still at the body shop. Tomorrow will be week 2. I still need to get the rear shocks back from anodizing. That's probably what I'm the most nervous about. We need to go pick up the rear suspension kit that we haven't even talked about on video yet. And we're gonna get a really cool tour of where that's coming from, and we're gonna do a really cool video up there for you guys. There's just so many freaking moving pieces right now, but I can't do anything with no Bronco in my shop. I just got a bunch of parts that I get to stare at. So yeah, to say I'm nervous is quite the understatement, because we have an obligation, and if I commit to something, we show up. Oh man, where do we even start? We got some big old freaking boxes here. We got some big freaking awkward boxes right here. Let's just jump in. I don't even know where. We'll jump into these a little bit later. We'll set these off to the side here. Also, if you guys haven't been over to workforapparel.com, go check out all of our new shirts. We actually just launched a bunch of freaking awesome women's shirts as well. I know we've kind of lacked on like new stuff for women, so we've dropped a bunch of that. So go, if you're a woman watching this, go get you something, or get your wife, your girlfriend, your mistress, whatever, you know, go buy some stuff, workforapparel.com. So in these boxes, and there was a third box, which housed these two boogers, and I think I just realized what these are. We've got a bunch of parts here for the Bronco. I'm not 100% sure what we've got going on in its entirety, but I have a general idea. So I know we've got some Bronco bumpers in here somewhere. I believe there's a tire gate, like a tailgate tire gate system for the spare tire, and Lord knows what else is in here. So let's just start looking at some stuff here. Everything is pretty freaking heavily packaged, which I always run into a conundrum on these videos. Do I unpackage stuff just for the video, even though I know it's gonna sit in the warehouse for like who knows how long until the Bronco's here? Or do I leave it like this in pristine condition where it can't get beat up? But for the sake of the videos, we gotta open stuff. Now, I completely forgot these were even on the table for showing up. Now again, I wasn't sure all of what I was getting in this package, or this trio of packages, but holy package, everything is. It's a good thing they were packaged like this too, because these boxes are so awkward. I'll show you why in a second. And I've actually damaged my truck, the gray OBS. Well, I'll show you that in a second. Moving these things around, so I'm not super stoked on it. I don't know what I was expecting, but what do we got here? Okay, it's starting to make a little bit of sense. I'm new to like the Jeep off-road, rock crawling, whatever you want to call it world. But I believe this here is a rock slider. This thing is freaking heavy. Like, no joke. It's gotta weigh close to 90 to 100 pounds or more. It's gotta be more than that. So rock sliders are what mounts basically underneath the doors. You see them a lot on Jeeps and stuff. Basically anywhere that the wheels aren't. If you're like going over something and there's a high point and the front wheel goes over, like you can high center your entire vehicle, which if you don't have rock sliders, you're basically rocking on the cab of the vehicle, or I guess it could be the frame too, depending on where you hit, but basically don't want anything to hit the cab and bend it or do weird stuff, so rock sliders protect it from that. So we've got some pretty freaking hefty rock sliders here that, dude, this Bronco is gonna be so freaking heavy. Well, we don't need to open this because we know that is the, I guess, driver's side, passenger side, the mimic of it. Now I get to move these and figure out where to put these, because we got to get to the box below it, and we got to get to that box. And that box, that's the box that damaged the OBS. These boxes are obnoxiously long. They don't need to be this big. This box has the biggest items in it, and I bet there's still a lot of space around it. Let's see. Okay, well, I mean, they kind of maximize this box. Clearly, we've got a box that blew open here. What do we got in here? We got all kinds of stuff in here. I don't know what that is, but sounds soft. Holy hardware. Holy hardware on hardware on hardware on. What are those? What the heck? What do we got going on here? There's a lot of stuff going on there. Okay, we got some Timken, these bearings and races. Yep, that's a big old nut right there. Okay, there is so much stuff that's wrapped up that I don't even know what half this stuff is. Like, what is this? Like, I don't even want to open this stuff, but at this point, like, we kind of might as well. It's gonna have to get open at some point. That was a workout. There was a lot of packaging, and I mean, I'll give it to them. Everything was very freaking well wrapped, tripled up of this like foam stuff, plus like tripled up bubble wrapped and saran wrapped. But we got all of box number 1 unboxed here. I'm gonna try to go through this the best I can. Again, I don't exactly know what I got here until we really start to mount stuff up on the Bronco. But what I believe is this is gonna be the entire rear end of the Bronco in terms of bumper, which is this right here. So we've got bumper, we've got this massive piece that almost looks like it's like a motorcycle frame, and it is heavy. That is gonna be the new swinging tire gate. So the spare tire is going to mount up to this. If you guys haven't heard with the Broncos, if you mount anything basically bigger than the spare tire that goes on the Bronco, because it mounts to the door, the rear swinging door, it'll start to bow the door if you get a really heavy tire on there. We're gonna be going with 37s on the Bronco. That's a big, heavy tire. So we need some way of reinforcement to put a spare on there, and that is what that's gonna be. So it's gonna be a swinging gate. I don't know if it's gotta be independent, I would assume, of the rear. I don't really know. I honestly have no clue what's going on here. So it's beefy though, I know that. It'll hold a 37, and if I am correct, I believe this plate right here, which is what it spins on, the bearings have gotta go inside there. This piece mounts here, and I believe this mounts onto the bumper. I believe that's what that hole is for right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but drop my sunglasses. That hole right there, I believe this whole system mates up, I hope. That way you're taking the weight off of the rear door of the Bronco, you're putting it onto the bumper, which can obviously handle much heavier things, and I really hope so, because there's like 400 pounds worth of crap right here. Now, when you remove the spare from the Bronco, there's holes and wires and lights, because that's where the rear camera is, the third brake light. The wiring harness is weirdly off to the side, not in the center, so you kind of got to cover that up. And I'm assuming that's what like this plate does, or I believe maybe that plate goes on first. That's kind of what it looks like. I've seen some spare tire delete kits, and it looks like a plate like that. So I'm assuming that plate goes on first, and then this looks like it holds a license plate and a camera in it. And then we also have another thing that I don't know, also looks like it holds a license plate. Maybe this is actually for the license plate. That goes on the bumper. This is separate. Again, not sure. There's not really any instructions other than a piece of paper that says go online. Now, to show you how awkward this other box is, this thing was rigid and sitting just fine. Like you saw this video start, this box was big and up here. I went inside the shop for like, I don't know, a while. It's been sitting here for probably an hour. And I came back out, and all of a sudden it's like falling again on its own. Like there's something alive in that box. It shouldn't be falling like that. That's how it hit my freaking OBS. Well, we got this box here. We should probably open this box as well. Well, this box, not very exciting. Just a bunch more hardware. There is so much freaking hardware. Like, holy crap. You wouldn't think there'd be 4,000 bolts, nuts, washers, plates, nut plates, bolt plates, bushings, and God, there's freaking 3 bags here in this one little setup right here. I'm kind of nervous on jumping into getting this stuff assembled. There's a lot of parts to this. Like, I don't even know if we can pre-assemble it. I don't think we can. I think it's best to assemble it in place on the Bronco. We're jumping into this box right here. This box I'm really excited for. I've got to give a huge shout out to the guys over at Rigid for sending this entire box here of Rigid lights. And again, a huge thank you to Trugger for coordinating all of this. Chris has been freaking awesome. So Sergio, this is gonna be your world right here. Crack in, buddy. What do we got?
You don't even know it's...
Not really.
Okay.
It's kind of a surprise, and that's the cool thing about SEMA is you get surprised sometimes. But that is a lot of Rigid lights.
Nice. I thought you say only 4 lights.
Don't die, Sergio. Don't die on me, buddy.
Damn.
That is a lot of Rigid lights. Wow.
Okay, this is different, so, okay.
All right, got some D-Series Pros. Some more D-Series Pros.
They come in pairs.
So there's 4 right there. The SRM Pros. These are little smaller boogers. More SRM Pros. We got a lot of SRM Pros on this bad boy. Dang. Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah. Holy cow.
So, where are all those gonna go?
I don't know. I'm still learning the plan here with this thing. Fronts, rear, there's gotta be some rear mounts somewhere for lights. There has to be. I'm not. Oh yeah, I see some little pockets on the bumpers here. Oh no, maybe not. Why is there only? Okay, so there's 2 SRM Pros. There's probably 2 A-pillar mount ones. Or maybe those are the D series. I don't really know, Sergio. This is gonna be fun to figure out and see where all these go. Get these wired up.
Yeah. Get your parts into your Bronco.
First into the Bronco. Now, just by the process of elimination here, this box that's all lopsided and fallen over has to be the front bumper. Now, I'm a little concerned because I went on this company's website and I don't think they sell a bumper other than a winch bumper. We've had no knowledge of we need a winch or anything like that. And for those of you saying it, yes, this is gonna completely go against the style of build that I'm building. This was done as a favor and is temporary. Jeez. Get up. There we go. Ooh, there's a big old smooshed bug right there. So let me tell you guys the problem with this boxing. I mean, it's great, everything's packaged really good, but when you have a 8-foot box here, fold over, fold over, fold over. All right. And a 5-foot thing inside makes it really hard and awkward to carry, especially when this 5-foot thing weighs a ton. And this looks like a winch bumper. What is this? I don't know. How many other things is there in here? I'm not even gonna try to lift this over the side of this box. Definitely get my workout in today. There's another piece? What the? There's just pieces on pieces on pieces. We're gonna start with the box. Maybe these are my A-pillar mounts. I think there's A-pillar mounts coming. If not, we got a whole ton of rigid legs to cram somewhere. We got some nut plates. This looks like an A-pillar mount. I believe that's an A-pillar mount, maybe? I don't know, maybe not. That's a big hole. I don't know what you're mounting in that hole right there. Maybe this might be mounting plates for the front bumper. There might not even be A-pillar mounts, for all I know. What else is there? This has got to be a skid plate. They are not messing around. Everything here is like 1/4 inch or 5/16 plate. I feel bad for people in the packaging department. Can you imagine having to wrap something this many times? I mean, they probably got like a gantry crane or something that holds it, but imagine trying to flip these things. They are not light. Okay. Looks like a winch bumper. We don't have a winch. Hopefully there's a plate you can put in front of that for when you don't have a winch. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm very nervous to how this is gonna look with the style of build that I'm doing. Again, this was a very last minute thing. Doing a favor for people that needed a Bronco in a booth. Hopefully you can see that on camera. We got a front bumper. Here is the front bumper. And again, it is not pre-runner style, which is the style of Bronco we're doing. So I'm genuinely curious how it's gonna look. What is going on here? Okay, good. And that was just, hopefully the powder coat's not screwed up. It's just like, I don't know what kind of white powder that is, but we'll just not inhale that. I'm hoping this big cutout right here is not to see the top of your winch, but it's really looking like that's this setup. I wonder if we could figure out something funny to put there instead of a winch. I really have no use for a winch. I mean, I'm sure I'll find a use for a winch, but we're building a pre-runner, not a rock crawler. I'm curious to what this is. I'm assuming this is a skid plate. This looks like a skid plate, kinda. Got this about halfway open before the box tried to kill me and fell on me here, but I don't know what this is. This might be a winch mounting plate, which I appreciate smaller parts being part numbered. I don't know if we need to put giant part numbers on this big old piece. Come on, buddy. Come on. Yep. Doesn't have to be this way. Good Lord. Woo! Okay. Part number 6213F1. Got that unboxed. Now this one's actually got some hardware in there we don't want to lose, so we'll keep that. This is 6213F1SP. Whew, last package unboxed here. Well, from this set of boxes. We still got the wheels back there I gotta show you. This is skid plate. Nothing too exciting about this. Pretty plain, but pretty solid. So yeah, I'm really interested to see what this thing's gonna look like. A fully pre-runner styled Bronco with a winch, or just a winch bumper, because I don't know if we're gonna have a winch. I swear, guys, those freaking giant boxes will be the death of me. I was just dragging them out to the trash right now, knocked over this whole stack. Thankfully, these are only boxes, there's no wheels in there. I knocked over my Major Melon, my poor Major Melon, the absolute best Mountain Dew ever made. And my GoPro was sitting, oh geez, I got a little Major Melon on the lens right there. And my GoPro was sitting on the box and it took a tumble too. So glad these freaking boxes are out of my shop. Hopefully a homeless guy can make a house out of that or something, or a coffin. Man, we've spent most of the afternoon here working through all these parts. As you can see, it's dark outside right there, which is cool because we'll actually be able to see the trailer lights at night. I've never seen them outside in the dark. But we have to get to the wheels here. Thanks to the homies over at Custom Offsets, we've gone back and forth, even pre-SEMA. Custom Offsets has been so freaking cool with me in all the projects that we've done. So we were actually gonna work together on the Bronco in some form or fashion. And so we've been like back and forth for a long time on wheels for the Bronco. And my first choice was KMC's forged bead locks, but they wouldn't fit with the Baja kit setup. So we searched and we searched and we searched and we found another bead lock here. They're not KMC's, however, they look pretty freaking cool. So these are Dirty Life. These are true bead locks, as you can see from all the bolts around. You actually only use half of these. The rings that go on them have half the amount of holes here. I'm assuming it's so if something breaks or something, you can shift it over and then you got a whole new set of holes. I don't really know. Makes sense in my eyes. So we've got, these are the Mesa Race 9312s, 17x9s, -12 offset. And again, these are a true bead lock. So you'll probably notice the bead lock ring is not on here. They were black also. So the wheels will not look like this with the machine in black. The rings have already been dropped off at Swift Powder Coat because I don't really have time to like do just a wheel unboxing and then pull the rings off later. Like everything just has to go now. The rings are gonna be powder coated. They're gonna be powder coated purple, whereas everything else is getting anodized purple. They're gonna be different. It's just the nature of the beast. I didn't wanna anodize the rings because anodizing bleaches out really quickly in the sun. Powder coat, you've got a better chance. It still can bleach out, especially like the illusion colors, but it takes a lot longer than anodizing. So there's a very good chance that they're not gonna match, but hopefully they're close enough. I think we're at some point, we're gonna call this build the 50 Shades of Purple, because I think there's gonna be a lot of different purples on this thing, but it is what it is. Anyway, so huge thank you to the guys over at Custom Offsets for getting these sent out to me. Obviously we have 5 of them because we have 4 on the Bronco and then the 1 spare, which is going to be going on that rack right there. Now I cannot wait to show you guys the shocks. I have 2 of them back. I'm waiting for the rears, which I'm very nervous are not gonna show up in time, but the freaking anodizing on them looks so awesome. Also, as you can see, it is dark outside, so I'm not gonna be able to show you where the box hit the truck. We'll have to do that in the morning, but we will be doing it in this video. But let's check out this trailer here at night. Let's hit some switches on this bad boy and light her up. Woo, look at that. Look at that. Dude, I'm so stoked on those lights. A lot of you guys had a lot of good suggestions in the video I posted when we installed those corner lights over there of making little cages for them to protect them. And if these break and it becomes an issue to where they break multiple times, I might make something that I can like self-tap in. I don't want to weld on this because then it takes off the powder coat. You got to touch it up with spray paint. It looks kind of crappy. I know it's a dump trailer. I know it's going to get scratched up, but up here probably not so. So I don't want like some weird mixed match paint. Let's see what the strobe lights look like at night. Now remember, we just did the factory lights, tied those into strobes, and we kept it all as one side. We could have made it alternate either side. It would have just been a little bit more wiring to isolate the wiring from this side of the harness and that side of the harness. It wasn't really worth it in my opinion, so this is just how we did it, but I think it looks really cool. And then my favorite addition to all my trailers are my side lights that I use when backing up. This is the perfect example here of showing you why I like them, because it shows you, number one, where your wheels are, but it also shows you what's around the trailer. So if you're ever trying to back up around corners or anything at night, you will now be able to see this whole area, whereas if it was dark, like this could, you know, if it's pitch black, obviously we got lights everywhere, but if it's pitch black, this area is gonna be really dark, and you don't know if you're gonna hit something. So these are a huge addition. So in the morning, I'll show you the damage on the OBS there and see if we can fix it. I'm gonna go get some sleep though. Alright y'all, let's show you guys the scratches on the bedside here of the OBS. We got Freddie back here, Mr. Fresh, also going to SEMA with his truck. But whew, look at this, guys, look at this. I don't know how bad it's gonna show up on camera there. I wiped it the other day and it made it look a little bit better. We got a little bit of a cleaning solution on here right now. Let's just wipe this. You can see it kind of disappears and then it comes back. Now, the good thing about this truck is it is clear brought, so we could pull this off and re-clear bra it. However, I was sold on the premise that clear bras are self-healing. Now this has been in the sun for quite some time, at least a couple of days, and well, it has not healed. So you can see some of these gouges are pretty deep though. Like, that being said, when we were in the showroom, they scratched the crap out of some clear bra and we watched it heal. So I'm gonna try a heat gun here, see if we put a little more heat on it, if it'll do some type of healing. Otherwise, it looks like that. So we're using the Milwaukee heat gun because it doesn't get too hot. Let's see if anything happens here. I mean, we got it pretty hot there. I don't want to get too crazy with it and blister. Well, so much for that, guys. That did not come out. I mean, I got it pretty freaking toasty warm there. And it looks exactly the same as when I wiped it down. So, you know, take that for what you will. If you are in the market for some clear bra that's supposedly self-healing, I don't see a lot of self-healing going on. But with that, we're gonna wrap up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. We've got a ton of stuff we gotta do, so make sure you click that subscribe button so you do not miss out on the SEMA crunch and the SEMA rush and all the chaos that's about to happen in the next couple of weeks. Don't forget to give this video a like, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. And we just dropped a new hat design, so make sure you guys go check that out today. Y'all are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.